Hello, my name is Joanne and I'm on the staff of the Winters-Bellbrook Library. And I thought it might be fun to do a little segment using Christmas decorating as a little theme. As you can tell, I take Christmas seriously by my background, and I do enjoy making little arrangements. So I thought for the next few minutes, I'm going to go through the steps and things that you can think about for making an arrangement for the holiday season coming up. No matter how you celebrate or what you're going to be involved with, it's kind of a fun thing to do. And I'm going to do it in 3 segments. I'm going to talk about containers first, then I'm going to talk about the greens themselves and placing the greens in the container. And then we'll talk about the flowers and we'll get involved with that. So I will be pausing at a couple times so I can get set up for the next segment. So the first thing about containers is anything goes, whether you use real greens that need water or you use artificial. Pick something that you enjoy. You know, this has been quite a year and you have treasures around your house that mean something to you. And now is the time to kind of get them out, dust them off, and maybe do something with it. As an example, a box. Now I've had this particular box for many years. It used to hold peanut bars at a store, and I've done some arrangements in this. Now, an arrangement like this, you would have to really, if you wanted real live greens as well as flowers, and you wanted to be able to contain water, you'd have to do a lot of prepping first, you know, getting it so it could handle it. Or you can just use the artificials, you know, and then you can save it from year to year if it's something that really looked good to you. So that's one thought. This is a little arrangement I made quite a few years ago. It's just using birch. I do love birch trees, so it has a birch look to it. And I just did a simple arrangement and I bring it out every year. I don't even take it apart. I may add a few more holly berries or something to it, but it's one that I enjoy and use often. You may want to do just a little something, and you know, you can go to your basement, this is where mine was, and find something to make a little arrangement to maybe give to someone. These work really well. You may have something from a past arrangement. You know, someone sent you a beautiful arrangement. You have good feelings about this. It's a beautiful container, and you could do a really nice arrangement, you know, in it. It's very colorful and beautiful. And then you've got whimsy. You know, this is kind of my style. You know, you can do something out of this and make it look really cute. Again, using either real greens or using the artificial ones. I used a lot of artificial this year. I have a lot of containers, a lot of collections. And one of the things I did was just simply put something together very randomly. There's no perfect, it's not a word that I use when we do talk about arranging. You know, you just get your greens, you know, if you have to cut them up from a larger bush, do it. And then I just use the artificial berries. We have cats running around the house, and so live berries is not an option for us, as well as live poinsettias as well. So you just use you know, what you have and make it something that you can enjoy between now and the end of the year. Now, the arrangement I'm going to do this morning is I'm using a large, whether it's vintage or not remains to be seen. I purchased it at an antique store. I do believe it's a replica, but I do like blue and white. I think you can do a lot with them. So I thought I would do an arrangement of live greens and live flowers. So what I've done, I've prepped it. I have put in the oasis that you can water. And so I'm going to use that for, you know, to anchor down the flowers and the greens. So I'm using this morning. So this is what you will see me create to become a little display. And that was Gemma that just walked by. So at this point, I'm going to pause us for a minute so I can get ready to do the greens. Hello, I'm back. And I've angled things a little differently, so hopefully you can see the arrangement. My greens came from the bottom of the Christmas tree. We took off quite a bit to fit it properly in the house. And so I had a lot of greens there. Sometimes the garden centers like Knollwood and other ones in the area have bundles of different mixes of greens. And I did get a small bundle when it was on sale this past week. So I've got a few of those, which have a little bit different. Now my tree is a Fraser fir, so most of my greens are from the Fraser fir. It's one of my favorites. Now, once you have your container and you have your greens, you have to think about, where is this going? Is it going to be something you put on a sideboard? So you need a one-sided arrangement, or do you need it to go in the centerpiece and do it around? Most of the arrangements I enjoy making are one-sided. I tend to put them on a table and you can see it face value. Usually for fancy dinners, we don't have enough room in the center for a large centerpiece. So I'm going to do this one as though it's going to be on a sideboard or on a table and you see it one way. So now you just begin to put your greens in. And now the greens, I do recommend taking off a few of the, on the stems, just take off a few on the bottom. So, and then we'll get started, you just get started just putting them in. Now for a one-sided arrangement, I would start in the center and work out, filling in. Again, different heights give you the different textures. And when you get to the sides, you start fanning out. As you can see what I'm doing there, I'm starting to come out this way. I think I'll leave my thing in that angle. And again, I'm kind of filling in the back, but I'm kind of starting to curve around, because what you want is your greens to fill in the back. You don't want to be able to see the oasis. And you just keep on filling it in with the different sizes and the different textures. This is one of the ones that we had that was part of a mix. Now here, I'm going to go at an angle because you want your greens to start going that way. So I've got it at an angle. And I'll continue that. And again, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. I'm also a firm believer in when you decorate in odd numbers. So there's got to be a little bit of balance. And for some reason, putting 3 of something in an arrangement, in my mind, looks better than 4 or just 2. There seems to be better balance. So when we get into our flowers, you'll see, what we do. So we continue to just fill it in, have fun with it. Don't be afraid. There's no right way or wrong way. You want something that you'll enjoy and use for the holidays. I do think you have to think about your heights though. Like, I don't want to go higher than this. Keep your little clippers handy. And as you if you see a small branch that you like, give it a clip. And then put it in. I kind of like things that have a little bit of a slope to them. And if you need to take off a few little branches on bottoms, do that. Now, when I get to this point, this is where flowers are going to begin going when we get to that. So I'm going to do this a bit more loosely. So I'm going to continue putting the greens in, but putting them in loosely, because when we add our flowers, we want them to be, a mix around. And again, we're filling in. Like, I think I need something more on this side. So I'm going to do that. All right. And again, to me, this is like drawing a painting. It's subjective. What you think is pleasing may not be pleasing to someone else. So let me get it a little closer. I want you to see that I'm just sticking them in loosely, kind of randomly. I'm starting to get smaller ones as well. Again, kind of what you do on one side, do to the other. Now, at this point, you may think about if you wanted to have a special candle in it. This is what this is a possibility of what you could do. I don't burn candles because of allergies, so I use a lot of the electric ones. So at this point, you can kind of focus one in if you wanted, or you can put it more closer to the center and build around. So an arrangement could be built around this candle with flowers and with whatever you choose. You may even choose a favorite little ornament of some sort, whether it be a Santa or something, and put that in it. Make it special for you and your family. You're making arrangements for you to enjoy. We may be having smaller Christmas celebrations this year because of the visiting laws and what's going on. But do it for you. What would make you happy with what you are doing. So the greens are continuing to be put in. I think I'm going to put in one more, and then I'm going to pause again so I can get out some flowers, and then we can kind of have some fun with those. So just give me a second. I'm going to do a clip here. And the beauty of things like this is also if you put one in and it isn't right, take it out. There's no, nothing is permanent, nothing is stable. So I'm going to put down, I'm going to pause again. Hello, I'm back. Now, the flowers I got were from Kroger. For $5, you get a bunch of mum-like flowers with even a little bit of a sparkle in them. And for maybe $7, you get one of the arrangements of the daisies that are red as well as white. So flowers, you can go with roses if this is a special, a really special event, or you can go with something as simple as daisies, or you can simply go with sticking in. Take this out. They got wonderful artificial berries. You can stick those in. And your arrangement can be artificial things as well as the real greens, or everything can be artificial. So I'm going to start putting in some flowers. I've got the white. I think red and white is probably my favorite flower combination of colors. So I tend to do that. Now this is an interesting, I kept this one branch. It does have the flowers in the threes. So you've got something there. We've got some individual ones. Sticking it in. Again, the foam that I'm using has been soaked and water is in it. So you're going to put your flowers around, where your greens are. Sticking them in. I'm going to add some reds at this point, maybe right in the front. And again, if it isn't pleasing to you or it's just not cutting it, pull them out and do it again. Got a lot of white. And again, your little red ones can be interspersed. It's too small. Into the arrangement. Keep your greens out. You may find a spot that you feel isn't being filled. I'm going to try these three tall over here. Now because whatever I did to the one side, I want to do to the other. So I'm going to pull off these. Okay. I'm going to give it a clip. I have taken a class in flower arranging. I've only taken one. The rest of it has been strictly doing what I enjoy. But I do remember the instructor saying that when you do buy your flowers from the grocery stores, and after you've done your arranging or gotten everything done, or you've taken them out, or you've put them into a container, wash your hands, because the different fertilizers, because most of them are coming from foreign lands, and we don't know what fertilizers they may be using. So a good rule of thumb is after flower arranging, of course, I think we're all getting into the habit of washing our hands more. So just keep it up when you are arranging things as well. All right, so again, I've just put in, you've got some reds. I'm going to take this one out. I don't like it there. Let me add another white. I do tend to like the whites more. They remind me of, snow. Kind of has that fun look to it. But you do want to balance. And again, let me find a nice one for the other side. Nice long one. All right, so I've got the reds. Now, again, you can play with it more. This is what I've done so far, and it's just sticking your greens into the oasis and now adding flowers to it. If you had some roses, the roses could go in and done that. But one of the fun things you can do is you can add little additional things. Like I love to add a candy cane. Now, if the candy cane, now again, rules of 3, if the candy cane is too short, you can attach it to one of these skewers that you use for shish kebabs. You can attach it to the top, and then you can put it into your, a little bit too long. Attach it to your arrangement so you can get the height. So I'm going to pause for one final minute, and then I'll be back with you in a second. Hello. As you can see, I've added the taller candy cane. I cut off a little bit of the skewer, and I rubber band the candy cane onto it so it would stay. So again, you've got your rules of 3. And I also went to some of my other arrangements, and I'm going to pull out, I do love the berry look. So please add those if you choose to your arrangement. That gives it a nice little look. Let me get another one. Okay, so we have we've got some of the berries. Now, again, this is done just in a quick amount of time, just as a fun sample of something that you can do quickly and have fun to celebrate in your house. One final point I'd like to make is sometimes if you give a piece an anchor, that means that if you're putting this on a display on a sideboard, that you may put something under it. Maybe you have a family quilt or a family tablecloth that means something to you. You can kind of fold it a certain way and put it under. I tend to collect and love quilts. So I have quilts around my home, and I would put this on top of a quilt. So there's a simple, again, done in just a few minutes, an arrangement. Of course, it could take tweaking and a little more time. But I wanted to just share it with you for the season before the season is over. So I wish everyone a wonderful holiday. Make your home as festive and as beautiful as you can this year, and enjoy being with your families. And happy holidays to you all. Merry Christmas. And I wish you all and all of us a beautiful and wonderful 2021. Let's hope it's going to be a terrific year for all of us. So with that, thank you for giving us a watch, and happy holidays.